Good morning, second and third grade Kipsters. This is Mr. Jennings. This is your science lesson 5. You got a lot of you guys are working super hard last lesson. It was Mr. Jennings' fault why some people, well, some of their answers were not coming up as correct. They were correct, and I put that into your grade. So you don't have to worry about that. One friend who just reached out was Inel, who also was Kipster of the week. Congratulations, Inel. So glad. I'm also looking for other people who can email Mr. Jennings different things or who are uploading things on the Google Classroom, like Rico, Caleb, Katura, Kintasia, a lot of other friends as well. Rico, all of these friends, I can see you guys working so hard on Google Classroom, and it makes me so happy and excited. So today I'm going to give you a little bit more information for your exit ticket, and it should be a little bit more easier. So we're still learning about inheritance and traits. So in this lesson, we're going to be able to identify what traits are and different variations of traits. That means that we're just going to look at different animals, see what traits that we can observe that they have. So traits are anything that we can observe with our eyes and see that they have and can use. Um, so I'm going to move on here. So here is a sloth. I want you to take a second, put a pause on the video, get a paper and a pen and a pencil, or paper, a pen, or paper and anything that you can write with, and you can go ahead, put a pause, and do that. So now that you guys are back with your paper and your pencil, we're going to I'll let you know when you need to write things down. You don't have to worry about it yet. So first we have a sloth here. I want you to think about what are some observable traits that you can see um, in the picture of the sloth. So observable traits are just anything that you can literally see. So I can see 2 eyes. I can see 3 claws. I can see like this brownish fur. I can see a nose. I can see a mouth. Those are traits. Anything that you can see and observe is a trait. You should be just thinking about what are the traits that you see. Cool. So here we have a different sloth. We just seen this sloth here. If you guys go back, we can see that it has like some darker eyes. It has like some brownish fur, has those 3 claws, has a black nose, black mouth. Its face is like kind of like a kind of like circleish, if that's even a word. We want to see what are some differences we can see with this next sloth. So I'm going to press play on this video here, and we're going to be able to observe this sloth in its natural habitat, and then we'll see some differences that we might see in this video.
This is a 3-toed sloth, a female, and she's ravenously hungry. It's the leaves she's after. However, in order to protect themselves, rainforest leaves are often tough, rubbery, and full of toxins. They're indigestible and lacking in energy. But that hasn't stopped the sloth. With large multi-chambered stomachs containing a unique mix of bacteria, they're able to deal with the tough leaves. But it's not a quick process. Sloths have the slowest digestion of any mammal. It can take them 2 weeks to process a single meal, and it's a hopelessly inefficient process. Sloths had 2 options. Either they had to eat more, or do less. Sloths evolved to do less. Their entire lifestyle is all about expending as little energy as possible.
So that was the video about the toad. I think the four-toed sloth, and we were able to see some maybe similarities and some differences. So some similarities we might see are like they both have claws, they both have eyes, both have noses. But with this sloth, I think it seems like its face is smaller than this sloth's face. I also see that this sloth fur looks a little bit lighter, like a lighter browner color. I can see that the eyes even look different on the two. The nose is smaller on this sloth. These are just different observable traits. Remember, those observable traits are anything that we can see. Trait. Trait is anything you can observe about an organism, including the way it looks and acts. So we didn't see how the first sloth act in its habitat, but we did see the second sloth, how that sloth was moving really slowly. It has a slow digestive system. It takes up to 2 weeks for it to digest things, or they don't move that much, so they don't have to eat that much because they're lazy or a slower animal. Remember, trait is anything you can observe. So observe means just that you can see. A trait is anything that you can see or how it looks and acts. So like a sloth moving really slowly is a trait that that sloth has. So here we have some different organisms. We have some birds. We're going to see the different traits that we can see in these different birds. So I have one, two, three, four. These are the different birds. I'm going to think about some observable traits that I see. The bird in number one, it's a red bird. It has black around its face. It has a beak. The bird number two, it looks bigger, has a white underbelly. It has a blacker color on its back. It has a beak as well. The third bird has a beak. You have see different colors of brown. See like squarish type of colors. It isn't the underbelly is white, but you see like brownish spots on it. The fourth bird has red on its chest. It has a black head, and you can see like its claws. See that white underbelly. So these are differences that we see, but we also see similarities in these. I want you to think about a couple of similarities that you see between any of the birds. So these are the things that you see that they all have. I'll give you a second to think. All right. So you might have said like some of the birds have a white underbelly. Even though that bird has a red chest, it also under there has white like the other bird. They all have beaks. They all have wings. They all have tails. These are all the similarities that they have. So even though we see the differences in the traits, we also see some of the similarities. So we just named out a couple of those different similarities that we've seen. Here we have four new birds, and these are numbered 5, 6, 7, and 8. I want you to turn and talk with someone who is next to you, a friend, a family member, and I want you to tell them some of the differences that you see with the different birds. What are some of the different that you notice about the different birds? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Get ready, go. Should be telling the person next to you the differences that you notice about the traits of the birds. Cool. Some people might have said that you see like a yellow underbelly bird. You see this bird has orange type feet. You might say that this bird is brown. These are different differences that you see. Now I want you to think about similarities. What are some of the similarities that you see between two birds or all of the birds? All right. So you might have said that you see that two birds have yellow underbellies while having black on their heads. You might say that you see two birds have brown fur. You might say that you see that two birds have a orange type feet. These are similarities that you can see. You can say that they all have beaks. You can say that they all have wings. So these are some of the things that you may have noticed. So you might have noticed that 6 and 7 have yellow and black feather pattern. So their feathers are yellow and black. This is our similarities. Or you notice that the birds 2 and 8 both have yellow beaks and have different colored heads. So their heads are different colors. So I want to pause us here. Now, with your paper and pencil, we're going to write these similarities and differences down about the birds. So here, I have a paper and you'll be able to write similarities and differences. You can pause the video so you can write similarities and differences. We already seen observed the bird cards and recorded the traits that we noticed that are similar and different. So similarities, I'll choose the birds 7 and 6. So I know 7 and 6. I'll put it side by side. Sorry. 7 and 6 both 7 and 6 both have sorry, 6 have both have yellow underbellies. They both have yellow and black feathers. Both have beaks, and both have let's see, eyes. Differences. Differences. You might see that the seven bird seven is a bit bigger or fatter. It's a larger bird. You might say that 6 has an all black head. 7 has a yellow and black head. So these are similarities and differences that we see with them. I'll give you a second. You can pause the video and put these similarities and differences. Sorry, just wants to put 7 here. You can put down the similarities and differences with the birds 7 and 6. So these are just different observable traits that we see are similar and different observable traits that we see that are different. We're going to move on. So you can use evidence cards to find both similarities and differences. So I uploaded some of our similarity cards. Obviously, we were in class. We would have those cards that we'll be able to use together. So we're going to use bear cards to sort the bears into two separate groups and write down some similarities and differences. Oh, your partner is going to be the person that you're with at home, or you can do it yourself if there's no partner, because Mr. Jennings will be everyone's partner. I want to find other bears that are more similar to the bear that we choose. So we have two bears here. In these bears, we see the traits that both of these bears have. We can see observable traits that we can see with the eyes, and we can also see some of the traits that are written down. So the first bear, which is 7, it lives in the tropical forest. It's about 95 pounds, a brownish color. It eats honey and earthworms. Other facts, it climbs trees and sometimes active at night. On bear 19, this bear lives in the tropical forest. It weighs about 101 pounds. It's black and tan. It eats honey and ants, and it climbs trees. So I want you to take a second and think about some of the similarities between the two bears. Cool. So we see that both the bears have like a claw. Both the bears have noses, they have eyes, they have 2 ears, they have 4 legs. These are all different things that we see that are similar. The things that we see different are the colors. We see that the number 7 bear is a brownish color. The number 19 bear is a black and tan. I know that the black and tan bear weighs more. They both eat honey, so this is a similar trait. But the difference is that one eats earthworms. Number 7 bear eats earthworms, while number 19 bear eats ants. They both climb trees. That's something that they have similar. But number 7 bear sometimes is active at night, while the other bear is not active at night because of the information that we have here. So we have some polar bears as well. So we have polar bear number 2 and we have polar bear number 10. They these are some of the we're gonna see some things that we can observe and some of the things that we can read and see that are similar or different. So we know that they both live in the Arctic. In the Arctic, The bear number two is 1,500 pounds, and you can see from you can observe that it looks bigger than the bear on number 10 bear. Number 10 bear, where he's 1,400 pounds. The bear number two is a whitish gray, while number 10 polar bear is just white. Number two bear eats seals, while number 10 bear eats wild salmon. Other facts: they number two bear uses the sea as a platform to hunt seals, and seals make up most of the this number two polar bear's diet. While number 10 bear has a great sense of smell and can run up to 25 miles per hour on land, which is pretty quick. The bigger bear doesn't say, so I'm guessing that it doesn't run as quickly as the number 10 bear. And that might be because it weighs less. The number 10 polar bear weighs less than the number two polar bear. So next, we have two other bears that we're going to look at. We have the bear number 11 and bear number 17. So bear number 11 lives in the tropical forest, while number 17 bear lives in the forest near a river. Number 11 bear is 110 pounds, while the bear number 17